Good morning, listeners, and welcome back to the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions radio show with Ron Couming of both RCS Technology Solutions and RCS Online Solutions, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs achieve even greater success by attracting, converting, and retaining their ideal customers and clients using various Internet marketing techniques and methods. Today we're going to have two great guests on the show. The first guest is John Jubilee, and the second guest is Brian K. Wright. What we do with this show is two different things. One, we'll bring on subject matter experts who can help you achieve even greater success in multiple ways. And one of the ways is learning from what they did that worked and what they did that didn't work, right? If you make a mistake and you learn from it, you grow from it, right? So you don't want to get stuck in a mistake. In talking with subject matter experts, you learn about how they scaled their businesses as well. And then, time allowing, I will also give tips in a section, maybe 10 minutes at the end, or if I have one guest on a last 30 minutes, I'll do a whole section on tips like I've done the last few weeks. But like I said, today we have two great guests, and I want to get right to it. Our first guest is John Jubilee. Now, John Jubilee, as we all know, health is wealth. So learn how to ensure your health whilst building your wealth. John Jubilee experienced a decline of his own health as a busy father of three and businessman in his mid-30s. He knew he needed to find a way to get fit and stay fit, yet do so with his limited time and efforts without major dietary restrictions or extreme exercise. John then committed himself to developing a simple step-by-step system that would help anyone achieve lifelong results. John invented innovative and common-sense formulas which, after 14 years of research and development, have resulted in groundbreaking John Jubilee's 88-day transformation. The proven success of John's science-based technology by thousands of people has catapulted him to become America's leading authority on enjoyable, all-natural, pain-free transformations. The John Jubilee 88-day transformation experience is quite possibly the most advanced, all-in-one, optimal wellness, weight loss, and fitness solution in the world. And as we know, being business owners and entrepreneurs, sometimes we get so busy in our business and working on our business that we forget about our health. And then that transfers, not only does our business suffer, but then our relationships suffer. And then, ultimately, we're not as healthy as we can be, and we might die sooner. So health is super important. John, good morning.
Well, good morning. I'm so excited to be here, Ron, with you and your listeners.
Thank you very much. And for whatever reason, it sounds like if you could talk either a little bit louder or closer to the phone, I want to make sure everybody can hear you. I just read your bio, and it was great. But can you tell us a little bit more that's outside of the bio, so people can get to know you a little bit, and then maybe we can go into tips and tricks and advice?
Well, sure, I'm happy to. And first of all, can you hear me well now?
I can hear you better now. Thank you. Okay,
very good. Yes, well, Ron, as you were saying before, and for all the listeners on the, entrepreneurial side and on the business side, I was, probably like, most of your listeners that are here that, I was in a high level, high stress, high demand career, thousands of employees, 220 bank branches, that I was in charge of, and hustling and bustling. And the next thing I knew, all of a sudden I looked down and I sound like Rice Krispies walking down the hallway. My knees are snap, crackling, and popping, and I'm losing my energy level. And, it was a strain just to go out and play with my boys in the backyard for 15, 20 minutes. And, I'd be walking around like Fred Sanford, like, ouch, 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 for the next few days if I did that. And But the real startling thing was when I recognized I had high blood pressure, I had hypertension, which high blood pressure is one step away from a heart attack. And I'm thinking, oh, my word, people think it's no big deal because they take medication. 1 out of 3 men 40 and over is on high blood pressure medication. And horrible side effects to this medication, by the way. And the next thing that really was the shocker, though, was I read this article about men, about how we have a wrong perception in our mind of what we even look like. And I thought, I'm a very logical, self-aware man, and, surely this doesn't apply to me. And so I took off my shirt, and this was 20 years ago. And a lot of us don't stop and think. 20 years ago, there were no digital cameras. You had to actually get your photographs developed. And so I had someone take a picture of me with my shirt off, and I took it down to Target, and I paid double, for the 1 hour development. And this guy hands me these pictures, and I said, I need my pictures. And he's like, sir, don't shoot the messenger. Those are your pictures. And oh, my gosh, I couldn't believe it. I looked like I swallowed a truck tire. And, I had this picture in my head that I maybe looked like Rocky, but, I really looked like I swallowed some rocks. And, I couldn't believe it, that really there's this disconnect in us as men of we really think we look like we did maybe, in college, and here we completely transformed in a bad way. And so that was kind of the last straw for me. And even though I was completely, I was in a dark place, Ron. I'm just telling you that, and many of your listeners may relate to this. I tried every diet, that was available. I did the Atkins diet. I did the no carbs, the running 5 miles a day. I tried everything that was available and, spent tens of thousands of dollars, everything money could buy. I was a successful, entrepreneur, and I had the money to spend. But here's what I learned. Everything works for a minute. Everything works for a minute. But life's a lot longer than a minute. And really, I just didn't want to fail one more time. I just didn't want to fail one more time. I didn't even want to start something because I had so much experiential learning. And when we experience something, that gets driven deep into our soul, into our cellular memory. And so I had all of these bad memories of diets and exercise because I knew I'm going to work so hard, I'm going to have momentary success, but then I'm going to end up right back where I was or worse. But even in that dark place, Ron, I was so desperate. I was so desperate. And by the way, I just want to encourage everyone with this that's in the same boat I was. People would ask me, well, why do you keep spending all that money? Why do you keep spending all that money on all those different programs and diets and supplements? And I'll tell you why, because I was desperate. I was so desperate, I would have spent money on anything, that had any possibility of working. And I'm sure many of your listeners are the same, and they've done the same. They've done the same thing. I speak all over the world, and everyone raises their hand when I ask, how many of you guys did the same thing that I did? Every hand in the place goes up. We've all done the same wrong things. But in my dark moment and in my own personal pain, I decided, look, I'm a logical guy, and God gives everybody different gifts. And I have 2 gifts that I knew could help me during this dark moment, Ron. And I pretty much have a photographic memory. I was quoting encyclopedias when I was in 6th grade and didn't realize it until a teacher told me you have a photographic memory. And then when I got to algebra class in 9th grade, I could solve every equation in 2 seconds. So my brain just skipped all the algebraic steps. and answers the bottom line question. So when I went to research physiology and anatomy and the structure of the human body and how all of our systems of our body work and the brain, I researched, and my brain skips all the steps. And the bottom line, and business people love the bottom line. The bottom line answer was cells, the cells of the human body. When your cells are healthy, everything is healthy. It was like what I call a BFO, a blinding flash of the obvious, that if my cells could just be healthy, everything has to be healthy. So then I put the cellular structure and cells of the human body right in front of my face and said, okay, now I'm going to research, how do I make these cells healthy? How do you make a cell healthy? And I realized the number one thing that a cell needs is hydration. But Ron, a lot of people don't realize that our cells, most of the people that are hearing my voice right now, their cells are as hard as a marble. And all of us would think by our common sense that we could get hydrated by drinking water. But it's not true. Scientifically, if you pour water, on a marble countertop, none of that water is going to uptake into that marble countertop. And our cells are just like that marble countertop. We're all drinking this water.
If I can, so you basically you had, just to summarize it from this point, is that you kind of had like an epiphany. You had a tremendous amount of success, but you also had, when you were trying to develop your health, you took some pictures, you saw that you didn't look the way you thought you looked, but you also didn't feel the way you thought you felt. And in business, did this affect your business performance?
Oh my goodness. Ron, here's the startling thing. First of all, let me make a confession. I didn't realize it was affecting my business performance because we don't know what we don't know. So most of us as entrepreneurs, we are the kind of people that we can drag two dead elephants up a mountain, but we don't realize we're dragging two dead elephants up a mountain because we're just get it done people. We have a mentality that, hey, we're going to get this done no matter what. But all of a sudden, if somebody cut those two dead elephants off of us, now we are flying. We are running at Olympic speed and realizing, oh my word, you got to be kidding me. This is what it really feels like to be healthy. This is what it feels like to be able to operate my business and have full brain function. Ron, listen to this scientific fact. If we are just 10% dehydrated, 10% dehydrated, we lose 50% of our brain synapses. They don't function. It's a scientific fact. Literally, more than 9 out of 10 people that can hear my voice right now are functioning with 50% of their brain synapses, and they don't even know it because it's their everyday life, and they think it's normal.
Wow, 50%. So if they're having success at 50%, imagine the higher level of success, they'd have a 50%. And if they're not having the success that they seek, if they could increase that. I just want the listeners to understand that this is about having healthy nutrition. This is a great system, and it's like 53,000 people have had success here. But it's more than just the system itself. It's about how it affects you, your life, your business life, your personal life, your social life, your relationships, and also your longevity. Look at Steve Jobs. I mean, he had $8 billion, and he couldn't buy a day of life. He died at like 58 or something, right? I mean, I'm close to that now. I mean, can you imagine? So your health is super important. So I want you to understand that we are talking about health here, but this is how it relates to you both in business, and your business can affect running your business and not taking care of yourself, you can be, at 50%, as John said. So starting to take care of yourself, but understanding that it's more than just drinking water. It's more than just cutting out carbs. It's more than just going for a walk on your lunch break. John, I'll turn it back over to you, brother.
Yeah, well, it's so true, Ron. Everything that you're saying is, when we're in optimal health, everything in our life is better. And when you mentioned Steve Jobs, I mean, it has to kind of bring a tear to the eye of every entrepreneur that one of the greatest, most brilliant entrepreneurs that ever stepped on the planet Earth, this man lived half of the life that he should have lived. And he wasn't fat. He wasn't fat. So a lot of people associate poor health with being fat. But I can tell you that about 1 out of 5 of my 53,000 clients, I mean, literally over 10,000, they didn't need to lose 1 pound. We can be unhealthy. We can have high blood pressure and be skinny. It's almost, it's almost mind-boggling to think how many lean, skinny entrepreneurs, especially a lot of golfers, have high blood pressure. And hydration, I can say this, anyone that's listening, that's one of your listeners with high blood pressure, Ron, I'm telling you, for 21 years, every single person, their high blood pressure reverses. And 90% reverse in 28 days and 100% reverse in 88 days. Because high blood pressure is the dehydration of human arteries. The arteries get dehydrated, and so they shrivel up, and they get smaller. When the artery gets smaller, the blood pressure goes up. Cellular hydration opens up. It takes that artery that's the size of a thread and makes it the size of a straw. And now the blood pressure drops. And the only reason people have high cholesterol is because when their blood pressure drops, the human body is trying to protect and preserve the person. And cholesterol is like Teflon. It's a slick, slippery substance produced in the artery to help the blood flow to get through. So as the artery opens up, there's no need for the body to overproduce cholesterol anymore. So everyone that reverses their high blood pressure also reverses their cholesterol.
That's amazing. And again, it's at the end of the day, I help people, put their best face forward online. I help them attract, convert, and retain their ideal customers and clients. But it can, if let's say somebody has a business and they're serving 20 clients, and then if now they hire me and now they have 30 clients, right? That's great, but it also adds to their mental and emotional stress and their bandwidth on what they can do as humans. And hopefully it's not just them, they have more employees. So the tie-in here is, if somebody, and we have like 8 minutes left, so I just want to make sure we get your contact information a couple of times. So if people, if they want to scale, if they want to increase, have the same level of success they have, but also be happier in life, they should really contact you and see, how they can achieve that. But if they're looking to scale and grow their business and be more productive and provide and, serve more people, make more money by serving more people, don't sell, serve. By serving more people, then they really should contact you before they really start to scale, because once they start to scale, that's going to tax them mentally, emotionally, and physically even more. Am I correct?
Well, you're correct, and you're actually being too humble, Ron. I have to say from my personal experience, if they hire you, they're not going to go from 20 to 30. They're going to go from 20 to 200, so they better be healthy. They better be ready to scale. Because you're that guy that can multiply them tenfold, and I'm not trying to toot your horn. I'm a scientist. I don't care what the truth is. I just want to know what the truth is and share it with people. And I know that the truth is you're the most brilliant person at what you do that I've ever met. I'm honored to be associated with you, and And the great news is I can tell you this, though. Even when they scale and multiply times 10, it'll be easier. It'll be so much easier. One of the most astonishing things to me is when I got healthy, I was amazed of, wow, this is what it really feels like to be healthy. I never knew. I never knew until I felt good how bad off I really was. And I guarantee you that's how most people are. And I will share on my contact information. People can contact me at John Jubilee, and it's John, because my mom didn't knock the H out of me, Ron. John, Jubilee, Jubilee, johnjubilee.com. And when they contact me, if they say, because I love entrepreneurs, and I love it, Ron, that you are honoring, you're trying to take care of your people. You're trying to take care of your group. And that's such an honorable thing. It shows you don't just care about their wealth. You really care about their health. You care about them personally, and that is so commendable. In this day and age, so many people are focused on money, and they don't realize the priceless thing is your health. And Steve Jobs is a perfect example. He had a great business, but he couldn't take one penny of $8.3 billion with him. Couldn't take one penny with him. And it's the same thing for all of us, that we better take care of us first. If we don't take care of us first, we're not going to be around. But I did this for 10 years, Ron. I want your listeners to hear this. I did this for 10 years for free. I still was running my business. I had 42 full-time employees. I was rocking the world, in business. Super successful at what I did. And I really was able to work 2 hours a day. 2 hours a day, because I had a very well-run business. But I spent 6 to 12 hours a day, Ron, for 10 years helping people for free to get healthy at the cellular level. I shared an experience with people. And it wasn't until 10 years into doing that, on a Friday morning meeting with a group of highly successful Eagle businessmen, that Dave Ramsey sat me down, knee to knee, toe to toe. And Dave Ramsey, pointing his finger right in my face between my eyes, Ron, said, John Jubilee, you got to go full-time in health and wellness. You are going to change the world. And he went on and on. But you know what he did, Ron? He put his money where his mouth is. He has 500 employees, got 12 department heads. He said, John, I'm giving you my staff for free. You build your business plan. You have to take this message to the world. And that's when, and the first two things they told me, that website, johnjubilee.com, which is where your clients can contact me at johnjubilee.com. When he said, look, get a website, write a book, do your videos, your content is so good, don't even worry about the quality of what it is that you produce. He said, your content is what changes people's life. And for 10 years, I was helping people on a Word document. I mean, it was just a Word document that was like a treasure map. And I still have the treasure map. Now I just have it in beautiful book and videos and a workbook. And, I have everything laid out. But if your folks would just contact me at johnjubilee.com, and if they'll say they heard it on this radio station, I'm going to do something special, for everybody that contacts me from your show. And I want to encourage people of this is, look, if you want to be your best you, if you want to see what it is to have optimal health at the cellular level, look, it's this simple. There's 3 simple things that I teach, and I have a code of 10 things that help you to achieve the 3 things. It's all about cellular hydration, and you don't get hydrated by drinking water. I've had professional athletes drinking 3 gallons a day of high alkaline, high pH water that were dehydrated because their cells are hard as a marble and the water's just bouncing off the cell. But it's hydration. It's a form of exercise that's simple, scientific, and sustainable. And when you do this, and by the way, I had a girl in a wheelchair, Ron, lose 36 inches and come off all her medication in a wheelchair. So there's no running, there's no sit-ups, there's no heavy breathing. And the last thing is for everyone, though, look, you have to commit to 88 days. You got to make a commitment. 88 days is the cellular cycle of the human body. So it takes 88 days to reset your hypothalamus, to reset your metabolism. You've got to make a commitment one time to build your house. Ron, I want to ask you a question. If you build a house right, how many times?
Hello?
Hey, Ron, he was accidentally cut off. We're on air right now, so he was your guest was accidentally cut off just now.
All right. John Jubilee is, I don't know exactly where he was speaking, but if you wanted, the information that he was giving out is priceless, and you can certainly find out more by contacting him. And I'm going to give you his information in 1 second.
Hey, we actually got him back on the line, so we'll get him.
All right, great. Thank you.
He's on right now.
John, you there, brother?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't know. I got cut off, too. But anyhow, can you give everybody your contact information and closing thoughts, please?
Yes, sir. I'll be happy to. So, again, I'm just going to encourage everyone, to reach out to me. It's John, John, at John, John, Jubilee, JUBILEE.com. John at JohnJubilee.com. It's my honor to be able to serve and to share. There's no salespeople at my company. We don't sell. We share and share only, and I want to encourage everyone, honor yourself first. Even the airline figured it out. You better put that mask on yourself first and then help the person beside you. And take care of yourself first so you're around to build your business, so you're around to help your family. Take care of yourself first. So it's John at JohnJubilee.com. I'll be honored to serve you guys. And, Ron, I thank you so much for caring about your clients, for caring about your community of business people, that you're not just helping them build their business and build their wealth, but you care about what's the priceless thing in their life of them and their health.
I thoroughly agree. And, John, thank you so much. I mean, John has literally over a terabyte of testimonials, 53,000-plus success stories, and he's giving you an opportunity to contact him and speak to him and or a member of his team for free. I highly suggest you take care of that because it will help you not just in business. I mean, this is Internet Marketing and Business Solutions with Ronald Couming, but, at the end of the day, successes you have in business, it will affect your health, so you have to have your health, and that will affect not only your business but your personal life. So you've been listening to John Jubilee on the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions radio show with Ron Couming of both RCS Online Solutions and RCS Technology Solutions, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs achieve even greater success by attracting, converting, and retaining their ideal customers and clients using various Internet marketing techniques and methods. Thanks, John, and our next guest will be Brian K. Wright.